not gonna let it go
seriously,
bad.
what do you do with cranberries?
String them on a string and put them around the tree?
I guess.
I mean,
It's
seriously.
ready for Christmas. Or we can make Kentucky hot brown sandwiches, bread pudding, and cranberry whiskey slushes.
On the Totally Awesome Food Show. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Food Show. Bobby and I are here today to entice you to make awesome, awesome, awesome food with all the leftovers you have. And don't think you don't have leftovers, because if you're between like us, we have tons of leftovers.
Yes, family everywhere and enough food to feed 3 or 4 families.
An army of people. And so we have got to do something with this food, and we have just got it. So we're going to start off by doing a bread pudding, which is totally awesome. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need 4 pounds of bread, which I got covered on that. Okay?
We got covered on that, okay.
And we're going to need a quart of half and half, a quart of heavy cream, 2 1/4 cup of brown sugar, like almost a whole big thing of raisins, depending on your taste too.
Right, and you can add that or take away, depending on how much you like.
20 eggs. We're going to need a teaspoon of cloves, of cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Okay.
We're going to need a stick of butter that's melted.
Okay.
We're going to need a half a cup of Jack Daniels.
Okay.
And then we're going to need 1/8 cup of vanilla.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is finish cutting this up, and we're going to do like 1-inch cubes. You're going to do it rough chop, okay? So you want it to...
Now, does it have to be the same kind of bread?
No, in fact, what we're using here are 2 loaves of Italian and 2 loaves of French bread, because that's what I had left over. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and get cutting.
You get cutting on that. I'm going to start with the wet mixture and get that going.
All right, so part of bread pudding is the texture. And you want it nice and rustic looking, so you can cut it up different sizes. It doesn't matter that these aren't all uniform square loaf.
Right.
Because what we're going to do is just going to be just chunks, and you'll have chunks sticking up. And
which is great. I mean, you can even tear it if you wanted to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want pieces like that, you can do that. You can make bigger pieces. I like to cut it just because it goes faster.
Sure. But the thing about bread pudding, what you want to use is you want to use a bread that's going to soak up the mixture really, really good, because that's what you're going to want.
Right. So you don't want some thin, little bitty bread.
Right.
You want thick. You want hearty. You want something that's going to get real stale, real easy, because.
Yeah. And just laying it out on your counter for about 15 or 20 minutes, it's going to dry out pretty quick too.
Yeah, because that hasn't been sitting out very, very long, and it's already nice and stale.
Right. Okay, so while you finish that up,
right.
I'm going to go get started on the custard.
Okay.
That's going to be easy breezy too.
Okay.
Literally, this is just like throw thing together. So we're going to start off with our quart of half and half. Throw it in a bowl. And
I typically don't really like baking a lot, but I don't mind this so much because it's so easy, and there's no real penalty. You just don't burn it.
Okay. And here is a quart of heavy cream. This is not fat-free.
which makes it amazing.
And I'll tell you this right now, too. I mean, you only do stuff like this once a year anyway. It's not like you make it all the time. So.
And you don't need to make this recipe for you and a date. This is a recipe for an army.
Yes, that's exactly right.
How many servings does this thing make?
15.
15 servings, okay.
So we're going to have quite a bit.
So you could probably even break it down a little bit more than that.
Absolutely.
Make more servings.
So there's that right now.
Okay.
Now I need this little bowl right here, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine the sugars.
Okay. Do you want me to start cracking eggs?
Okay, so if you'll go ahead and start cracking the eggs in there, that'd be great. Pour the melted butter and the Jack Daniels, and we'll be good to go. So you just do all the wet in here.
Got it.
I'm going to do the dry in here. Now this is the brown sugar. You're going to need 2 1/4 cups of brown sugar, tightly packed. So here's our sugar. And then we're going to add our lovely spices. A tablespoon of cinnamon. A teaspoon of nutmeg. A teaspoon of cloves. Let's get bathed in the milk, please.
Why not? How many eggs are in a quart again?
20.
20 eggs.
That's one of those things I actually had to Google. You know, it says a quart of eggs. So I'm thinking, a quart of eggs? How would you know? It doesn't really say. On the yeah. So I Googled it, and it says 20. So I was like, okay, well, that's good to know. Because I don't think I've ever heard of it called as a quart of eggs before. But while you're doing that, I'm going to add the Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I need to add, now this is homemade vanilla. You're going to want to use a really good vanilla, but this is a homemade vanilla from my sweet, sweet friend Lisa Lingenfelter. And so I'm going to actually use her Madagascar vanilla. And so you're going to need about 1/8 cup. So let me measure that real quick. There we go. And we're going to add that vanilla. That's a lot of vanilla.
Yeah. There's just a lot of food. 4 pounds of bread, you're going to need
a lot of vanilla. So thank you, Lisa. This is wonderful.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot these 3.
Oh, yes.
Because we don't have enough eggs in there already.
And you know what? That's pretty hard to stir.
Yeah.
20 eggs and all the cream and stuff. You're going to get a workout. That's to help start preparing you for the
That's right.
workout you're going to need.
You're going to go ahead and do a pre-burn on your calories.
Okay, so now that we've got all this, we're going to combine it all together.
Okay.
So
we need to get this nice and mixed up.
Oh, let me throw that anywhere.
It's all good. I've already thrown milk everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Get a little.
Oh, that just smells so good.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Now I got to add the butter while you're stirring that.
Okay.
Let me move all this off the area here. All right, now that looks good. Okay, so now what we're going to do, so we're going to go ahead and start adding the bread.
All right.
Halfway through adding the bread, we're going to dump the raisins in.
Okay.
And then we'll add more of that. So we're going to
So you get some bread in there first to get the raisins, kind of
And
give
let's
the
trade
raisins.
spots.
Okay. Give the raisins something to hold on to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay, these are, see, this has already dried out a lot
Wow,
since
and I
we've
just cut
done that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. All right, so, and just be gentle with it.
Right. Not trying to kill it. You just want to get it to soak it up, right?
If you want to kill the calories in it, I'm fine with that.
I don't think this spatula will do that.
Maybe not. Okay, so there's that.
Okay.
Okay, now let's bring over the big bowl.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to be a lot. So much fun.
I'm a little bit intimidated. I'm not going to lie.
And you know what? This would be fun to get the kids involved too.
Oh, yeah,
Just say,
totally.
Come in here and help mom do this or whatever.
Maybe spread out some plastic on the floor first.
That would probably be the better idea. Now let's add some of the raisins.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm not just the biggest raisin fan.
Yeah, I'm
but
not either,
I think
but it's
that,
traditional, so.
But I think that adding this, it'll probably soak up a lot of the flavor and we may be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the rest.
Okay.
Now I wonder if this bowl is bigger and if we should just pour it all in here.
Well, and just
Okay.
do half and half.
That sounds good to me.
Here, you want to come over here? Get half of this out of here.
There we go. Now we can, yeah, that's good.
I
Now
think
what
that's
we
good
can
and
do,
mixed up.
now I'm gonna spray our pans.
Okay.
Now we gotta bake this in the oven at 325 for only 40 minutes, which is really a short amount of time,
Yeah.
but it'll be good. Now we're gonna start pouring it in.
All right, so do we need to press it down and pack it in and jam it all in there?
No, you don't press it. You just pour it in.
Just pour, okay.
So let's do you do yours, I'll do mine.
All right.
Shake it around.
There you go. And that'll leave that texture the same.
Yes.
Kind of that lumpy, rustic looking texture that you're looking for.
All right. Okay, so now we're gonna put this in the oven at 325
Okay.
for 40 minutes.
40 minutes, okay.
And we've already got our oven preheated, and we're just gonna stick them in there. So now we're gonna make what, a hot round, short nut, what? I don't have any idea what we're doing.
Wow. Wow. A short round?
Hey, you cheat, Dr. Jones, you cheat. No mistake.
Mistake.
I'm very little. You cheat very big.
Okay, a Kentucky hot brown sandwich.
Okay.
They're traditionally served in Kentucky right around Derby time.
Okay.
What it is an open-faced sandwich.
Okay.
It uses Texas toast,
Okay.
turkey, which is really good with that carving board, that real thick cut turkey. So, leftovers are perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then you make a cheese sauce.
Okay.
And then you top it off with bacon, which sings,
Everything's better.
bacon sings to my soul.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it makes little voices in my head leave me alone. So, and then optional is you can put tomatoes on top. And there's different schools. Some people do them as a singular sandwich. Some people do them in like a casserole dish.
Okay.
And just cut them and serve them that way. I like to do it just as an open-faced sandwich.
That sounds good to me.
So that's how we're going to start. So let's start with the cheese sauce.
I think the family will love this.
Yes. All right, so making your cheese sauce. Start out with 2 tablespoons of butter. Maybe scoop that out. Already start with a hot pan, so we'll go quickly. Melt the butter. Then once your butter's melted, you whisk in your flour, which is also 2 tablespoons of flour. We'll go ahead and whisk that in. So you're starting off with a roux. Great base for any sauce. All right. And then you whisk in your milk.
You know, when your butter turns brown, it kind of gets that real nutty flavor to it, which adds so much flavor.
Yeah. One of the chefs I worked with a long time ago in the restaurant business told me, color is flavor.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of color.
Awesome.
All right, so whisk that all together. Bring it into a boil. So we're gonna turn this up. Whisking the whole time while you're bringing it to a boil.
Okay.
Takes about 4 or 5 minutes, and that gets it nice and thick.
Okay.
Lets the roux kind of take over.
Sure.
Okay, so we're about ready to put the cheese in. We got a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan, and we have 3/4 of a cup of cheddar. A lot of people use white cheddar. I've got like a mixed cheddar. It's got 3 different kinds of cheddar in it. So we'll go ahead. And don't worry about it bubbling up like that, because once you put the cheese in, it's instantly gonna stop boiling because it's gonna bring the temperature down so much. See the color change in there? That's good stuff right there. We'll go ahead and pour the Parmesan in. Okay. Now we've got the cheese all melted. Now's the time you can season it however you want. I use salt, pepper, and garlic, and we mix ours up at home pre-mixed. It's mainly salt, but it's got pepper and garlic already mixed in with it too.
Awesome.
Then you can season it to taste. Some other people use nutmeg. You can use, whatever spices you like to put in your cream sauce.
Okay.
I'm pretty liberal with this stuff because it's so good. You can't have enough garlic. All right, so we'll go ahead and remove that from the heat.
Beautiful.
Turn that off. We'll go ahead and brown up the turkey real quick.
Okay.
This way the turkey's nice and hot when you put the sandwiches together. You don't have any cold spots in your sandwiches.
Sure.
You want to go ahead and take that over there and take the bacon?
Okay. We'll do that.
And I've already counted the bacon, so I know how much is there.
So I can't sneak.
Right. There's no sneaking. You must wait.
It just looks so good. And the bread pudding, I've checked on it. It looks great. It smells amazing. So we're doing good.
All right. So I've seen a couple different schools on how to serve it. Some people layer it.
Okay.
So I personally like my bread a little bit toastier. So I'm just going to put the turkey on first.
That sounds good to me.
Then put the sauce on. And then finish it with the bacon. So we'll evenly distribute all this turkey.
And this is great for your leftovers because not everybody's going to do these kinds of sandwiches.
No.
I mean, they generally do like cold cut sandwiches or whatever, or reheat it again and have more turkey and dressing. And by that time, everybody's sick of it.
Yeah, and then this you can almost make it kind of an event, because a lot of times I know my family, everyone just kind of goes and attacks it at certain times,
Right.
or they go after the turkey on their own time. All right, so we'll go ahead and be real liberal with this.
This just smells so good. All the smells of the bacon and the turkey together, everything looks really,
All the
really
cheese.
good. Oh my gosh.
And it's a nice way to do, it's a nice way to take turkey, which can be a little boring after a while, or you probably have turkey the same way every year. This kind of make it a little fun, a little decadent.
And everybody's looking for new recipes.
Oh, absolutely.
So, this is a great way to do this. Be sure to check our website at totallyawesomefoodshow.com and get all these recipes, because these are great. And
Yeah, these are very good recipes. So
doesn't
over
this
here.
look amazing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, and then comes the best
And
part.
then comes the bacon and the angels from heaven.
That's
Oh.
right. I hear music every time I see bacon.
One year I made bacon chocolate chip cookies. Wow. And they
Really?
were so good.
I've heard of bacon and chocolate together. I've never
my
had
gosh.
it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make you some.
Okay.
Because it is so good.
I've been wanting to try it.
I loved it. It was really, really yummy.
I like to experiment with bacon. So what we're gonna do now is the brown part of the hot brown.
Yes.
Is you put it in the oven and you actually brown the cheese in the sauce.
Great.
So it goes in the oven about 10 minutes. Turn your broiler on for the last 5 minutes of it, and then that gets that again more color, and then that gives it a nice little finish on it.
Sweet.
So let's pull this bread pudding out of here in just a minute. We'll put these in and we'll be
That'd
set
great.
to go.
That sounds good. Okay, the timer just went off, so I'm gonna get out the bread pudding.
Okay, so what's the best way, even if, say my oven works differently than your oven, what's the best way to check and see if it's ready?
Well, here's the deal. You just like a toothpick in the middle. If it comes out clean, it's done. If it comes out a little dirty, you still need to give it a couple minutes. And just do it like a minute at a time.
A minute or two at a time, because you don't want to burn this. You don't want it to be too dry.
Right, exactly. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
It is heavy. Look at that. It is heavy.
That looks awesome.
That's your 10-pound cake for you.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and leave it open.
Okay.
We'll put the hot browns in.
Okay.
And 325 is just fine for that as well. Okay, so we're gonna let this cool off.
Okay.
But unlike some families that I know, we actually have some Jack Daniels left over. So we're gonna put some recipes up at totallyawesomefoodshow.com, and you can use your bourbon, or you can, make up a sauce. So we can make a glaze or a sauce to finish this off with, and do all kinds of.
You can do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah. Are you ready to try this?
I'm so ready.
Okay.
I'm like ready since it came out.
Okay, I'll get the plates.
Okay.
You can just spoon it out.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that look awesome?
Yes.
Here's you a fork.
I'm such a bread pudding fan. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this thing. Oh, it's going to be super hot. I'm seeing the flames.
Oh, wow. That's really good. Oh, yeah. The cinnamon, the vanilla.
And you know what? You can definitely taste the Jack Daniels in there, just the flavor. It's really, really good. I love that.
All right. So we are set on that.
Oh my gosh. We went from one to the other. It is just looking so amazing.
Yeah. Look at that color.
You love it. Love, love, love it.
Bacon got a little bit dark, but that's okay. I'll eat that one because, like I said, color is flavor. Yes. So really, really like color on my bacon anyways. My wife always knows just to automatically give me the burnt pieces. So you can see the cheese sauce has gotten nice and brown on there. It's gotten real thick, and then the bacon just melted right on top. So you ready to plate that up and try it?
Yeah, let's try that. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so moment of truth. Yes. Dig in, let me know what you think.
All right.
Yeah? It's awesome, isn't it? It all comes together so well, yeah. And it's almost like an Alfredo sauce. It gets that kind of thickness with all the cheese in there.
It's got a real, that smoky flavor is just amazing. Here, I'll put this over here.
Okay, we'll get these sandwiches out of the way.
Now you've got a pretty amazing little drink here.
Yes.
I'm going to switch spots with you.
Okay, this is a whiskey cranberry slush.
Yum.
And you need to plan ahead to make this.
Okay.
You need 2 cups of whiskey. Canadian whiskey, bourbon, Tennessee whiskey, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
6 cups of cranberry juice.
Okay.
4.5 cups of pomegranate juice, and this makes a lot. And I just actually made a half batch.
Okay.
Yeah. You need 2 cups of orange juice, juice from 2 limes, a cup of sugar, and then a cup of fresh cranberries, but you want to dice them. You can put them in a blender and blend them up, kind of rough chop. And then you can get some mint leaves or orange slices or whatever you want for a garnish.
Okay.
What you do is you mix everything but half of the cranberry juice. So you save some juice on the side, and then you put it in the freezer. And it's going to take about 4 or 5 hours to freeze. Stir it every half hour or so.
Okay.
And then you're ready to roll. And it's nice and slushy. Then you pour a little bit of cranberry juice on top. And you can garnish it with the mint. So let's get that out of the freezer.
Oh, yes.
And while you're stir it about every half hour and kind of break it up. And so it's got that nice...
Oh, that looks so beautiful. And it's perfect for the holidays.
Oh, yeah. Great color. I mean, look at that. It's like a nice kind of halfway frozen punch.
Love that.
So we'll pour some of this in here. Nice and cold. Perfect to go with your hot brown and your bread pudding.
You bet. All right.
All right.
Moment of truth.
Cheers to the holidays.
Thank you. Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, that's good.
That is really, really good.
Yeah, very good.
Thank y'all so much for watching us today. We've had a blast.
Absolutely.
And man, we've got lots of firepower behind us now to find out what we're going to do with all these leftovers.
Absolutely.
So
I think we have some friends that are knocking on the door ready for leftovers.
And you know what? You need to check our website at totallyawesomefoodshow.com, and we'll have all the recipes there and the how-tos of how to do it. And
Blogs.
So y'all need to go there and check it out because this is great and you're going to have a blast. Thanks so much for watching.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Whoop.